Youngstown, Ohio. I am not a member of Factory Mahoning, but I have volunteered as a scientific expert for them when they've requested me to do so. I am not one of the realtors on the Community Bill of Rights, but I gathered close to 500 signatures in support of that petition. Now, looking at it, people have pointed out this will be the 5th time it's on the ballot. If you look at the results from those prior elections, it lost by 13.7% the first time, 9.3% the second time, 8.3% the third time. So there had been a trend of getting closer to passing. This last election, it was said that it lost by 15.4%. An exit poll conducted by Issues and Answers of Virginia Beach, Virginia, said that it passed by 2.1%, leaving a discrepancy of 17.5% between the exit poll results and the unverifiable results of the election. So I have a question in that one of the previous times when there had been such a big discrepancy between the exit poll results and the printed results was back in 2004. I brought with me books about this, including a comic book about it, a large volume of telephone-sized documentation, and a book called Witness to a Crime, which has a whole chapter on voter discrepancies in Mahoning County. Mahoning County gets its own chapter in here. In both the past history of election discrepancies in Ohio and the fact that there was such a large difference between the exit poll and the results, I was an invited guest on WKBN radio last Wednesday, and I demanded a public hand count of the ballots on this issue. So I'm here at the Board of Elections following up on that to again demand a public hand count of this issue that everyone can see, and so there's no conflict and no discrepancies as there was in the prior election. You stated I'm not allowed to ask a question, but I would like to continue to follow up on this to find out what needs to be done to have a transparent public hand count of this ballot issue.
Thank you. I have a comment. Doctor, you are certainly free to have whatever position you want, but if you're going to impugn the integrity of the director and the employees of this board by saying that somehow they're rigging an election, I'm not going to let you do that. You just basically accuse this board of criminal behavior. No one in this board condones, allows, or supports, or in any way would do anything to impugn the election results. I can't help it if some rinky-dink organization did an exit poll. The poll that matters is how the voters vote. This system we have has been allowed by the state legislature. It's regulated by the Secretary of State. It is as transparent and as open as it can be. For you to accuse this board that somehow we all conspired to make sure that your issue lost is just ridiculous. And I'm not going to sit here and allow you to impugn these hard-working public employees that do that. And I'm certainly not going to take it that you're going to say I'm conducting in some kind of criminal behavior, because I'm not. And you, my friend, that's insulting to me and insulting to this board and insulting to these employees. I will not vote for anything. We're going to do it like the law allows. There is no way that anyone, and if you brought me proof that someone did something criminal, I would make sure that they get prosecuted for it. But just because some organization did an exit poll and somehow the poll was different than Election Day, I got news for you. Mitt Romney's pollsters told him he was going to win on Election Day. And he didn't win. So I'm not going to, I'm sorry, I'm insulted by that, and I find it highly offensive that you've accused me of a crime.
Can I respond?
I would also note that there are, in fact, procedures for citizens who are concerned about election results to request a recount. It's afforded to every citizen in the law. If somebody thinks that their issue wasn't counted properly, there are provisions in the law to conduct a thorough review afterwards. Or you could go to court and file a contest of election, and prove your case.
Okay.
So there are avenues available. But Dave, I appreciate your comment, because I also find it offensive. When I first joined this board over 20 years ago, my number one concern was, how are the Democrats winning all these elections? What the hell was going on in the back room? spent the first 1 or 2 years of my initial tenure on this board poking around in every nook and cranny that I could find. I followed trucks around. I came in unannounced. I went to places that most board members didn't go to.
Ever.
And I came to one conclusion. Even in Mahoning County, the Democrats weren't stealing elections. They were simply winning them. And I've devoted all of my time at the Board of Elections doing whatever I could to ensure that the public has trust and faith in the system, because that is the bedrock of our democracy. People have to believe that when they go to the polls on election day, that their vote is in fact counted properly and the results accurately reflect the results of the election. And I continue to be impressed at the safeguards that are built into the system, the integrity of the people who work. We've got a very unique system in that this is one of the very few governmental agencies that by design is political. Half of the staff are Republicans, half of the staff are Democrats. And when we come into this office, we take off our political hats and we focus on running good, honest elections, because that's what both parties demand. So, Dave, I share with you any comment like that suggests that what this board does is improper, illegal, is I also find very offensive.
And Doctor, let me say this, and I'm the newest kid on the block here. I am very, very impressed by the integrity of this office. The pride they put into their job, the efficiency of making sure that it's done right and that it's counted. And if you want to have a recount, whatever you need to have done, you can make that possible, because there is provisions to make that do that. We're good here. But I will have to say, the security measures that come through here, even before I was a board member, they knew I was here. Joyce knows everyone who comes in and out. The people that go out to the polling locations are absolutely trained to the best of their ability. When the things come back in here, everything is secure. And they make sure that every vote is counted. That's why when you hear her talking about ES&S and electronic poll books, that's for efficiency. So there is no human error. As a doctor, you know that 1 + 1 is 2, and there's no other way to make that happen. So I just want you to know, as to make you feel safe, the people that are in this building, in this office, I would trust with my life.
I would like to say on behalf of myself and Tom and our staff that I appreciate your faith in our staff, because we have a great staff and we try and do the best job for Mahoning County. We always put Mahoning County and this board first, and I hope that you will believe in that, because that is exactly where we are.
Am I allowed to respond?
You may make one more comment.
Okay, great. I didn't accuse anyone of any illegal behavior. I simply stated the facts. If you want to dispute the results of the exit poll, you can. I said there are documented cases of election irregularities in Ohio. To deny that is to deny the reality. These optical scan machines have been proven to be wrong, to the point in other places in the United States where the election results have not been correct, and that some of these machines have been decertified. There's been recent statistical studies that have confirmed that there is some election bias across the country with these electronic voting machines. A professor in Wichita State University has attempted to have an audit in her state. The Secretary of State has refused that. There is documented cases. So I made no accusations against anyone. It's not a matter of trust or belief. I just want verification that these optical scan readers are actually reporting the accurate results. When I vote, I want to know that my vote is being counted and it's being counted correctly, based on issues that happened in Ohio. 2004 is the biggest one. I have no trust in that. So and so it's not a matter of belief. All I'm asking is for verification. You know, to quote Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. I apologize for any offense that any of you were taken. All I asked was that I would like to see a hand count of the ballots, transparent, so everybody can know what has happened. Apparently, that is not possible, and we will have to have a recount. There is a large cost to the recount, and basically, You're saying that we have to come up with the financial cost in order to see that. All right, thank you.
And if you come in with 0.5% of the total vote, you get a free recount. So if you come very close, you can't have a free recount. But you have to come very close.
Anything else this morning? Our next meeting will be a regular adjourned meeting set for 5 p.m.
Listen to this.
5 p.m. Not 6.
No, it should be 6 because we have a class. Oh, no, we have a class at 6. I have a class at 4 and a class at 6. If you don't mind meeting back here, we can have it anytime you want.
Would you prefer 5?
Doesn't matter to me.
5 or 6?
Was November what?
November the
That's that Monday, first Monday.
November the 2nd.
Can I just check something?
Can we do 5 p.m.?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. I can do 5.
Our next meeting will be a regular adjourned meeting set for 5 p.m. Monday, November the 2nd. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Director, call the roll.
Mr. Monroe.
Yes.
Ms. Winbush.
Yes.
Mr. Wasco.
Yes.
Mr. Beatrice.
Yes.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.